For this video, I looked at multiple different vanilla Rust servers during and throughout their wipes, recording all of the items that were being sold in the vending machines. I did this in the hopes of learning what it is that players do sell in their vending machines, potentially resulting in a bit of a guide about what items to sell and for what price. In Rust, an understanding of this economy is so important as many players benefit from huge sulfur and scrap payouts for minimal to no effort, wipe after wipe. Finding and producing even one of the items on this list early on in the wipe can see you racing into raids or to the end of your tech tree. I wanted to cover this exact topic in my video on how to use vending machines, but I didn't really want this to be some opinion based list as it's already really hard to find guides on how much to sell for that are truly accurate. This is because the price range is so vast from server to server due to many different factors. Things like the server type, the server pop, how long since wipe, and even down to unpredictable things like the average skill level of the server, the map size, resource locations, or simply down to the amount of other players running competing vending machines. So, while by no means perfect, hopefully by checking a diverse pool of vanilla servers at different times in the wipe, the results can give us a high level range to use. For this video, I checked over 15 different EU and US official vanilla Rust servers. All in all, I checked hundreds of vending machines to gather information on just over 500 item listings. Let's take a look at the result. Starting out, here are the items I found being used as currencies or the items that players wanted in return for their listed items. In order of the amount of listings, sulfur, scrap, crude oil and HQM are all useful to purchase many of the items sold in vending machines. Another notable mention is gears. There was a surprising amount of listings after them, so bear that in mind when going recycling. It's clear to see that sulfur is by far the most in-demand resource, with 54% of all listings needing it, and again this should highlight something to consider when instantly smelting the sulfur ore you collect. Leave some in the base in case a good deal pops up on the map. Next up, here are the top 10 most commonly found items in order of appearance. I wasn't too surprised with these items in the top 10, it shows a range of items that make getting the wipe started so much quicker and easier. It's safe to say that any of these items, workbenches or the garage door are all solid items to start listing in your own shop. For reference, these 10 items account for around 40% of all listings. For the rest of the items, I'll display them in groups in order of which groups had the most listings, and also the items are sorted by the number of appearances. We see that these groups are fairly predictable too, weapons making up around 40% of all listings, followed by building supplies and ammo. This makes sense as it's all about getting your wipe started, guns and ammo learned, base secured and equipped with a workbench. Next, keycards and clothing, allowing players to get out of the base and start roaming, farming and running monuments. The rest of the items seem to be a good mix, leaning more towards early wipe rather than endgame items like the AK, which only appeared 4 times. The reason that some items or currencies are missing is I didn't want this to be my or anyone else's opinion. Any item that was only seen listed once has been removed from the results. Equally, if the currency was only used once for an item, then that currency is also not included. I wanted to give a price range from lowest listing I saw to the highest, along with the average for all listings. I think that by using this as a gauge and looking around at the shops on your server, it should be possible to work out where in this range your economy sits and then price your items accordingly. Feel free to pause and screenshot these pages, although you could always save and like this video and keep coming back each time you set up a vending machine. Interesting fact, if all of the items that were listed for sulfur did in fact sell, the total overall would be 230,000 sulfur or 165 rockets. And if all of the items that were listed to scrap were to sell, it would be enough for 8 scrappies. It goes without saying that any pool of data can be made better by adding to it, so if there is any interest generated for this video, I'll be sure to keep recording my servers and updating my list, eventually releasing a new video with much more listings available and hopefully more accuracy. So be sure to like this video if you'd like to see more like this, and as always please consider subscribing. I'm a brand new channel but committed to posting regularly and each sub makes such a huge difference. Thanks so much for watching.